everyone. Thanks for choosing this podcast. We're your hosts, Em and Kay. Come join us to chat about anything related to healing and so much more. Yay! Okay, this is the third episode that we're recording. Congrats to us, right? We're so happy to be here again, and we're happy that you guys are listening to us as well. Kay, how are you today?
Hey, so I am doing pretty good. Kind of have the giggles right now
Yeah.
because and I have been trying to record for an hour and a half now. Yeah, an hour and a half, and we have a lot of technical difficulties. So we're trying to remember what we did in the last recording
Yeah.
because for the life of us, we could not remember what our setup was.
I mean, this is like the problems of small creators, right? I'm sure everyone has gone through that, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we're not the only ones. I'm sure there's another K out there who's struggling, but
Yeah.
we're all good now. We wrote everything down, future message to ourselves so that we remember how to set ourselves up for next time.
Exactly. Yes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the previous episode. It was a little cringe to actually hear it on my side, but I'm sure it's going to be equally as cringe when you listen to it, right? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. I am excited to listen to it. And I'm sure that, I mean, every time I hear ourselves, I every time I hear myself, let me
Mhm.
specify, I get very I want to crawl into me,
Mhm.
but that's part of being uncomfortable. It's part of putting yourself out there for some people, for
Mhm.
at least, or Kay and I, or Evan and I.
You see? Yeah. No, this whole dynamic was our issue trying to record, so please bear with us.
Yeah, we're here, and like we were talking about last week, part of your healing journey, give yourself grace. Things aren't going to be perfect, and
Yeah.
this podcast is part of our growth, healing, self improvement journey, and we're here for it.
Yes, indeed we are. So, speaking of the previous episode and how, we're giving ourselves grace and trying to, like, I guess, forgive ourselves for, not being perfect, we want to flip that coin a bit and talk about actually our positive side, right? Leaning into
Mhm.
accepting the good stuff, because that is actually really, really hard to do.
Yeah, totally. And I think that we can, I mean, we can live in a space where we are aware of what we need to improve and be working on that, but that doesn't like encapsulate all of who we are in the moment. I'm sure if
Hmm.
each of us individually like just take a moment, stop and think, there are good things about you, about what you're doing,
Hmm.
um, even maybe the people or the environments around you that are good. And that's also very, very important. At least it has been for me and
Hmm.
to take a moment and reflect on the good, have gratitude, and if a compliment comes your way, go ahead and accept it as well.
Yeah, even though like that inner you is like, oh no, why are they saying this? I want to like, I do want to accept it, but I don't want them to think that like, I'm narcissistic or that like I'm full of myself or whatever.
Mhm.
That inner dialogue is always in the back, at least for me. That's why it's so hard to accept the good stuff sometimes, or the
Yeah,
compliments, like you said.
yeah, and I think for me, well, when it comes to specifically with compliments, I like my first thought is they say that to they're just trying to be nice. That's what I
Hmm.
think. And I
Hmm.
know Em recently shared with me that she had an interview, and then the
Hmm.
interviewer told you. What did the
Hmm.
interviewer told you, and what did you think about that?
Well, for context, listeners, so I had recently applied for a job that I have no background whatsoever in. And, for just like shits and giggles, I'm like, why not? Seems like something that I'd like or I'm passionate about. Why not? But I don't have any like formal education surrounding this thing. So I went ahead, I applied. I literally received a notice, like, I want to say a couple of hours later. And, the recruiter was like, hey, we want you to blah, blah, set up a time with us. You know how it goes. So the following day, we had our quick little interview. And then during the interview, I just gave a rundown of like who I am, what I do, blah, blah. And the interview was going well and stuff, and it got to the point where both of us were relaxed enough where the chatter got a little bit more natural, right? Because that tends to happen with interviews. Either that happens or that doesn't happen. So
Yeah.
by the end of the interview, we were so relaxed that he mentioned, he was like, you know what, this has been a fun interview, and I'm super surprised that like you applied for this, like you have no background whatsoever, why. I guess he was like, why did you apply for it, or why did you do that? So, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what, I just did it just because, why not, like what's the worst thing that could happen? You're not going to answer back to me, or you just reject, like that's not going to
Right.
affect me in any way. But going back to how that compliment turned into a good compliment was, I don't remember the words that he said, but he said that he had like such a good experience interviewing or something like that. I don't remember what words I had told you.
You told me that he said that he was impressed.
Yes, yeah, that's the thing, that he was impressed that I went ahead and applied for something that I have no background in. And yeah, I mean, like I told you, I was like, yeah, maybe he says that to any person that he interviews, right? And it
Right.
could be the case too, but then you mentioned that no, you should actually take it as a compliment, not as just like something that was just said, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. See, you even heard me say right now when you started saying, well, maybe he
Yeah,
does that to everybody.
yeah.
My initial
She
reaction was
just
like,
gave me a look.
I'm already, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we can live, or you can live in the world where you can choose to think that, um, I don't know if you heard that zap, but there's flies in my
That's
apartment
fine.
and one just zapped off. Sorry, fly. But anyways, so you can live in a world where you can choose when somebody tells you something nice, you can say, oh, they're just being nice, or you can choose
Mhm.
to believe that they're telling you the truth. And at
Yeah.
the end of the day, which one is going to make you feel better about yourself and about your
Mhm.
day, you
Yeah.
know, choosing to believe them. So like,
Exactly. Mhm.
we have two options, and this is something that I struggle with as well. At first I think to compliments, when I would hear them, I wouldn't say anything back because I didn't even know how to absorb it. I just
Mhm.
froze. And then
Mhm.
it got to the point where I had to tell myself, like, okay, if somebody says something nice, I don't want to come off rude. I want to learn to accept compliments. So then I just
Mhm.
started saying thank you and bit my tongue
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I don't know if you were so used to saying like, no, it's not. Like if somebody compliments your
Yeah.
hair, no,
Uh-huh.
it's not. Or like, oh, I
Yeah.
like your top. Oh, really? It's just, like coming
Yeah.
up with, you're
Mhm.
fighting the compliment pretty much,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Yeah, like I definitely relate to that too. And not only that, like apart from like being like, "Oh no, it's okay," la la. I'd also run into the situation where like I wouldn't know what to say. Like I'd be like debating like, do I even say anything, or do I acknowledge it? What do I do? So I guess that's also like a form of like self-destruction, I guess, because you're in that limbo of like accepting it or not accepting it. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that when you, exactly, because I feel like at your core in those moments, you weren't believing what they were telling you.
Yeah. Mhm.
So you were deciding how to respond to something that you didn't believe. And again, here for me, it was the same situation. And now I feel like, yeah, I'd rather live in the world where I'm going to believe that people are telling me the truth. Like, what's really, why do people have to? I mean, people can lie, but
Yeah.
see, there I go.
Yeah. No, but I I see what you mean. And even in the instances where someone says it out of being polite, it's in your power to accept the compliment, even though maybe the other person said it with just like whatever intention. You know what I mean? Like if they just said it to be polite, why not just accept it as something positive instead of something negative?
Yeah, and just help it fuel you through your day. I mean, there's
Yeah.
other people that hear compliments and they don't even question it, and it fuels them and it makes them feel
Mhm.
good about themselves. So I feel like that is tough, especially for people like myself and who have
Mhm.
struggled with insecurity. But
Yeah.
you're wanting to change that, then just start off by saying thank you and then bite your tongue. Try not to say anything back. If you do, that's okay. But really, like, try to reflect or not reflect. Take a moment
Mhm.
and just like really ask yourself, I can choose to believe this or I could choose not to, and
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
choose to believe it.
Yeah. No, and again, like back to like if you guys listened to the previous episode, I mentioned something about like words having power. So literally, like you said, like in that instance, choose to actually accept it. Like you can verbally tell yourself, you know what, this person gave me words that were nice, and I'm going to allow them to, affect me positively, or I'm going to accept them for what they are. Yeah.
I like that. I like that you said allow it to affect me positively, because maybe it kind of takes away from what they are saying, but you just want to
Hmm.
take the feeling.
Yeah.
If it's too hard for, like, even myself sometimes to accept a compliment, I can still think, no, that's not true, but you know what? I'm just gonna, I just kind of try to convince myself, like, what? Okay. Anyway, I think I'm kind of beating around the bush. Just believe, take the compliment, okay? And,
Yeah.
feel yourself a little in the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that could happen if you don't, well, I mean, the worst that could happen, obviously it's going to affect your self-esteem and whatnot, but
But if
we're
you're
not going
already
on
low
that
self
track.
esteem, yeah.
Yeah, what is going to like what harm is it going to be or going to do you if you just say, "Yes, thank you." You know? What harm is it going to do for just uttering those words?
Because we already know we've already said the nasty things to ourselves. So you know
Yeah.
what?
Mhm. Yeah.
There's nothing else. We've said the worst.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's definitely like a good thing. And then now I'm at the level where I am trying to compliment people, and
Mhm.
that's uncomfortable as well. But
Mhm.
I think that it has helped me kind of take in compliments, because I will only well, I mean, I don't do this as much as I would like because I'm still getting comfortable with it. But
Mhm.
if I think somebody has nice hair, nice shirt, or I think they did a kind thing, or whatever it is, I'm trying to vocalize it.
Mhm.
And I think that when you do that and you're being honest with it, you can see how other people do the same too and
Yeah,
believe it.
that literally is giving me the energy of like, those videos where random people just go, they're out and about and they smile at people and that literally just like brightens up the other person's day.
Mm.
That is the same energy of like trying to give that compliment to total strangers or to people that are around you, your friends, your family, or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And there is a lot of good in people
Mhm.
and in a lot in the world, although there's a lot of bad too. So it is very important that when we're facing ourselves and like the um I don't know what's the word, the troubling parts of ourselves.
Mhm. Those, moments where we go to the dark side.
Exactly. To just remember that it's not always dark, and you know I don't know, you'll have brighter days. I have had dark days, and then when I think things are not going to get better, they get better.
Yeah, apart from having a positive mindset, like it's also like choosing that positive mindset, which is
Yeah.
ultimately the hardest thing, right?
Yes, because naturally there are going to be days where that's not how you feel. So
Yeah.
you're like looking for everything that's negative. And I know I've been there, like I've woken up
Mhm.
and I'm thinking about problems or just things that aren't going how I would like for them to go.
Mhm.
And sometimes you just gotta wake up and say, I choose to think positively in moments where you could think negatively.
And yeah, that's the main thing that we have to do, accept the good stuff in ourselves.
No, for sure. I'm working on that. It's really, really hard. It's less hard than what it was before. And the other day, I decided, literally, I don't know, this was maybe like a week ago. So, background story, I cut my, and I, well, I did cut my hair and I dyed my hair. Sorry, I know
Mhm.
we're going to wrap up, but this is
No,
relevant.
definitely, please, please.
So I dyed my hair, and I have dyed my hair probably two times. One time a different, like a brownish color, because my hair is naturally very dark black. And I decided I wanted to change because I do feel all this internal shifts happening, and I wanted it to reflect on the outside. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dye my hair a different color, and I'm gonna cut my hair. And I didn't love the color,
Mhm.
and it made me feel really insecure. And even like when I was in the salon and the hairdresser was like, oh my God, it looks so good, and whatever, she was like
Mhm.
super happy about it. I couldn't accept it at the moment because I just kept looking at myself and thinking it did not look good on me.
Mhm.
And then after like kind of like struggling with accepting her compliments and like even my partner saying, oh, it looks good, I kind of just decided, it's like, you know what, I can choose to hate the way my hair looks, hate the way it looks on me, but you let me like start claiming.
Mhm.
See, when I say this, I'm like, I don't want it to.
No, you're doing it. You see what you're doing? You see what you're doing? I'm gonna slap you.
Yes, I'm doing. Yep, I'm doing the thing. It's like I just kind of told myself, like, you know what, I am gonna start embracing my beauty.
Mhm.
And this is really hard
Say it.
right now.
No, this is good. This is therapy.
I know, for real. And because I think what I'm thinking is like, oh my God, I sound conceited, or and it's not even me saying that I'm like this freaking model or anything. I'm not saying anything like that. But it's like we all have our unique beauty.
Mhm.
And this is something that we can talk about in a future episode, but especially for me living in the US and I'm from Latin America, I look very different than the standard of beauty for this country, which most of the time
Mhm.
is like light skin, light eyes, and blonde hair or something like that, right? I
Mhm.
did not go blonde, just if anybody was wondering. It's just a light brown color.
Uh-huh.
But I just don't want to live in a world anymore where I look at myself and I'm pointing out anything negative that I see. I
Mhm.
just and that's the key. It's like choosing. Like it's I don't naturally I want to bash
Mhm.
myself, I guess, right?
Mhm.
But I'm choosing to just, oh, okay, I like this about myself. You know what? When you look at me all together in the face, it all
Mhm.
looks pretty good, you know.
Oh.
So I'm
Uh-huh.
just like really trying. And come on, please tell me you have had moments like this, or like what, like how are you dealing with loving your image?
No, like that's like my number one struggle. Like my self-love is, I don't want to say it's in the dirt. Maybe it was in the dirt. It's not in the dirt anymore because I'm choosing to say that it's not in the dirt. But in essence, yes, I struggle with this probably every day, and it's more like my physical appearance, if anything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider myself to be, a beauty either, or like to have the perfect body or stuff like that. But in allowing myself to accept what I am right now, I guess that's a step forward.
Yeah, I think acceptance is key, because same thing for me. I'm accepting where I am right now in all aspects of me, which include the physical, and choosing, like you said, emphasis on
Mhm.
choosing
Mhm.
to accept. And then, now I feel like I've accepted it. Okay. I'm at that point. Now I'm like, okay, let me get to the loving part, which is the best part, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be the best part because basically, you're stuck in your body and you need to love it just like you love every other person that you love. Like, why can't you be the first person to love yourself and to choose to accept the good in yourself? Because no one else is going to do it, you know. It's your body.
Yeah, exactly. And, there's nothing wrong with like you can accept yourself physically and still um work out or eat right or um
Mhm.
dye your hair, like do your eyebrows. Like you can still do all that stuff. And
Mhm.
it doesn't mean that you don't, because that's something that I struggled with. I'm like, okay, if I dye my hair, doesn't that mean that I don't accept me as I am?
Mhm.
But I don't I don't see it as that anymore, because just like with growth and healing, you're shifting, you're evolving, and that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. That is a great message for our listeners in this parting time. We're going to wrap up now because, it was a fruitful episode. What do you think?
Right, definitely, because there is good and beauty in all of us. And once you start embracing a more of a positive mindset, you will get to see that with your own eyes. But at first, you may have to gaslight yourself a little. But
Yeah.
it is a good kind of gaslight because you're working
Hmm.
towards the goal of seeing things how they really are.
Yeah, fake it until you make it, baby.
For sure. And yeah, so thanks for listening. We're rooting for you. And in case nobody has told anybody out there, you're cute. So keep doing your thing.
Yeah. Have a great day, everyone. Year, month, day, whenever you're listening to this. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.